Hey, what's going on, everybody? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine Crypto. You might hear some background noise today as wifey is home. And man, this week has been crazy, right? Been crazy. I mean, we're still stuck in a range with Bitcoin, so it's not that big of a deal. Altcoins still being not held down, but just meh. February turned out to be not a green month like it historically was, but instead a really, really boring month. We do have obviously some situations and news events that happened and obviously impacted the market. But yeah, Bitcoin's still stuck in this range. We were getting close to 100K yesterday on some good news that came out from Coinbase against the SEC. And then obviously, you guys know what happened. All right. Bybit. Now, obviously, the Bybit event was the biggest thing that happened this week in my eyes. But the second biggest is, and I just want to say this openly, the Dynex situation, right? Obviously, Yeti is a colleague of mine. We haven't been keeping in touch as we used to. Yeti audits hasn't been producing as much reviews or audits of mining software, smart contracts, so on and so forth, as I would like. But, you know, Yeti's busy, I'm busy, and we just haven't been able to communicate. But then I see what happened with Hero Miners, which is Dynex is asking them to permanently restrict their pool hash rate at 40%, right? Like I understand why pools shouldn't be above 51%, because if there's enough incentive there, bad actors can be incentivized to attack a particular proof of work network coin. But I don't believe that's the pool's job. I believe that's the end user's job. The miners that connect to these pools, if you see your pool is getting over, 48% hash rate, you should, as a miner, and it's your responsibility, move to a different pool. But of course, that's not what's happening. A lot of people are flocking to one pool because they just want fast, quick payments all the time. They don't want to wait for their payments because, again, the smaller the pool, the lesser the hash rate, the less frequent the payments are, but the bigger the payments become. The higher end pools, they're pools with more hash rate, have more frequent payouts, but the payouts are smaller. And again, it's up to us, the end user, the miners, to decentralize our hash rate amongst pool options and alternatives out there. So that's just my thought. I don't know. I haven't been able to keep up with everything that's been going on the internet, but I just wanted to get that out there. It's unfortunate. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that Dynex, as an ecosystem and probably a project that's going to be regulated if they're trying to do what they're going to do, needs no pool to be over 40% because it is very centralized. That project specifically is very centralized. Like Ethereum is very centralized, right? A lot of people say it's decentralized, but it's really not. It's on Amazon AWS primarily. And if the government said, hey, blacklist that address, they could. And again, what about Bybit, right? ZachXBT has provided a list of all the wallets that the hacker moved funds to, and exchanges are working to blacklist or block those wallets from being able to transact, buy, send, trade, whatever. So it's very centralized. So that's just my opinion on the Dynex situation. I just want to get that out there. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to talk to Yeti. They've been busy, obviously focusing on Dynex. I understand why, as a crypto miner, this is not a good thing. But again, it's not the pool's responsibility. It should be the miners. And right now, we're in a world today, especially as GPU miners, where people just don't give a fuck. And they're just going to mine to whatever pool they want, regardless of their hash rate is 80%, 90%, 100%. Doesn't matter. We've seen this many times on different projects, especially lesser projects, on like our plant, Hero Miners, 2 Miners, whatever it might be. And it's very disappointing because it is our responsibility to make sure that if one pool gets too high, we move to another. And then if that pool gets too high, we move to another, so on and so forth. But that's not the case. Anyways, moving on to news. It's definitely cool that Coinbase says the SEC has agreed to end a bogus enforcement case against them. So they're stopping action. the market did start to pump on this information or this update, which was really good for the ecosystem as a whole. Obviously, CEO Brian Armstrong from Coinbase went on Squawk Box and saying that the company will not pay the fine. The SEC originally, if you're not aware and you're under a rock, Coinbase, SEC charged Coinbase with operating unregistered securities exchanges, failing to properly register its crypto staking program. Trump embraced crypto during his presidential campaign, attending the 24 Bitcoin conference and receiving financial donations from industry leaders. And you're going to see another article here in a minute where it says that Coinbase basically, donating to these entrepreneurs, these politicians, these regulators, really paid off in their favor considering what happened here. But yeah, Friday, the SEC announced that it has agreed to drop the enforcement case against the company pending the approval of regulatory commission. So very good overall. We've seen victories for XRP. We now have a victory for Coinbase, and we see politicians and regulators coming out really strong in light of the crypto situation, and it's just good news all around, right? So obviously they say it's a huge day for the crypto industry at large. We got a quote here. I think it's really important signal that after a small group of activists in the prior administration who tried to unlawfully attack the industry, we're going to be able to turn the page on finally getting some regulatory clarity in America. I hope that they'll dismiss all the bogus cases, frankly, and I will be a domino effect for the rest. It will be a domino effect for the rest of the industry, right? Because it's not just Coinbase, it wasn't just XRP, it was a number of other entities. And don't forget, Bittrex and a number of other entities, exchanges, whatever they might be, left the United States because of, one, the uncertainty and the aggressive actions of the SEC. So hopefully this brings some things back home. So good news all around. Big day for crypto goes south in a hurry after a giant hack. So after we get that news from Coinbase and how the SEC is dropping, of course, we have one of the biggest thefts of 1.1 billion pounds. Could be one of the biggest hacks ever, or 1.5 billion USD worth of digital currency. The Dubai-based company founder told users that their funds were safe and that it would refund any of those affected. Withdrawals were getting delayed, but they were still happening. The Bybit CEO did a good job of trying to get in front and talk and be transparent with the community. I thought that was a great look. It still sucks though, and it's primarily related to Ethereum. All the other crypto assets on Bybit were safe, but it said that the hackers stole the Ethereum coin digital wallet. Ethereum is the second largest. We know what Ethereum is. Bybit's founder Ben said the money has been could be covered by the firm or by loan from partners, which they did, from my understanding, recently confirm that they did obtain the money. So people should be getting their funds if they're asking for withdrawals and stuff like that. If you're not, let me know. I want to hear from you. If you are one of the people impacted by this, definitely let me know, whether you're on Twitch, X, or YouTube. Bybit said that hackers exploited security features that transfer their money to an unidentified address. After the theft, the value of Ethereum fell about 4% on Friday, leaving it worth $2,600. Right now, we can see at time of filming or recording, we're at $2,700. So we did climb back up. The scale of theft, though, would exceed previous record, which was 620 million, which is a heist on Ethereum and USD coin from the Ronin network in 2022. Bybit was founded in 2018. And Bybit says more than 60 million users worldwide and offers access to various services, right? It provides services for millions of people worldwide. Bybit is solvent, not insolvent, but solvent. Even if the hack loss is not recovered, all clients' assets are one-to-one back. We can cover the loss. And it's good to see, but I want to make sure that it's not just smoke and mirrors. Again, I like the actions that they took once they identified, once they realized it. Zach XBT and many of the community were doing chain analysis, backtracking, looking through everything, following the trail, and they did a really good job of being transparent about that. But I want to see if we see anything else come out of this. If maybe all of a sudden Bybit's in a bit of a choppy water. I hope it's not true, but we'll see. The company said in an X post that reported the case to authorities and that it was working quickly and extensively to identify the hackers. This is not news. Hacks happen all the time, and of course it would be on Ethereum. Not trying to belittle Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't been, like, out of all the assets that have picked up, Ethereum has not been one. And I know many in the crypto mining, especially GPU mining sector, have forgotten Ethereum, moved on from their lives, so they're not really care. They don't really care for it. But I know there's a lot of people, because it is one of the biggest ecosystems, DApps, DeFi, and so this definitely impacts them. But again, if you are a Bybit user and this hack has impacted you in some form or fashion, you can contact the channel via the About section on the YouTube or Twitter, X, whatever it might be. Let me know how you're impacted and what's going on with your situation. Please provide any evidence that you can. But yeah, 1.5 billion wiped out or stolen. Currently moving around. I think some wallets are holding stationary, but we saw like 10,000 ETH be transferred from one wallet to another, then to another. So I don't have all the actual transactions laid out, but right now, from my understanding, they were chilling, and they're probably going to let things calm down a bit and less eyes to be on it, and then find a different mixing service to do it, because obviously the exchanges are working with authorities to blacklist these wallet addresses. And that's why I'm saying Ethereum is very centralized, because if authorities, regulators, police, or law enforcement can be like, hey, here are the addresses of the bad actor, don't do business with them, don't allow them to move funds, yada yada yada, then obviously they can lock it down if you piss them off hard enough, or if you do something illegal. Analysts at Elliptic later linked the attack to North Korea Lazarus Group. So was this from, that was Poly Networks, right? We've seen Lazarus do that with Poly Network, but I don't think they actually identified who did this one with Bybit. Would it be Lazarus? I mean, I couldn't put it past them. I mean, that would be pretty bold for Lazarus to do. I don't think it would be bold at all. I think Lazarus is within their capability to do it. Why would they target Bybit though? I mean, unless the exploit or the attack vectors were just too good to pass up. What is Bybit based out of? Bybit based out of. It's Dubai. Where was it founded though? Founded in which country? Singapore. Well, I know North Korea likes money, so I wouldn't put it past them. But again, I don't think we know exactly who it was that has completed this heist. Pretty crazy though. So obviously, again, Coinbase, good news, big win. Crypto industry at large, we start to pull back, but then we recover, right? So we're kind of stabilized now. We're chilling out. Even Ethereum has recovered a bit. But just disappointing, because we were marching towards 100K, and then here we go, back down, stuck in this range when I really want to get out of this range. In this article here from Digital Assets, Bitcoin and crypto brace for 80 trillion US price bombshell. Bitcoin and crypto has soared since the US elections. We all know that. That's not news there. But however, it's hovered around 100,000 for quite some time, up from under 50K. Now, as the Sovereign Wealth Fund suddenly kicks off the global Bitcoin adoption race, Bitcoin backing U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis has primed the market for major legislation update as Michael Saylor pitches his $8 trillion plan for digital economy dominance. So it's the same thing we've been talking about. It's all the legislative players, the political players. Everything is right. Like, this is bullish as hell. It's just we're not getting the price appreciation for it. And many people are becoming impatient. And what I'm seeing, and what we talked about in the past couple weeks, Caffeine and Crypto episodes that we do every Saturday around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Would love to have you, by the way. Is we're seeing the retailers sell their crypto or Bitcoin into the hands of the few, right? Into the banks, the centralized entities, the big organizations, the people of great wealth. And it's kind of disappointing, but when you don't have a choice, because you got to pay your bills, you got to feed your family, you got to pay your car note, you got to pay your mortgage, I can understand it. which is going to lead to one of the articles that we're going to talk about here in a minute. And I want your input, so hang tight. I will put up a poll on YouTube and maybe on Twitter or X because I would like your input on that question. But anyways, it's talking about Cynthia Lummis, a vocal supporter of Bitcoin and crypto, has campaigned for the U.S. to create a Bitcoin reserve similar to its gold reserve and has written a bill that would see the U.S. buy 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. Oh, by the way, Caffeine and Crypto, you're welcome to join me with your favorite caffeinated beverage of choice. I forgot to do the whole thing in the beginning, my bad. We got a quote here from Sachs that says, that is one of the first things we're going to look at part of the internal working group in the administration. We are waiting for some cabinet secretaries on the working group to be confirmed, but once they're in place, one of our first steps will be assessing the feasibility of the Bitcoin reserve. And don't forget, I believe there's been some shakeups in the not only the individuals educating or consulting DJT, but also the people that might actually be on this party. Remember the whole Bitcoin maxis upset about XRP, yada yada yada. We talked about that again in a previous episode. But either way, this is all bullish sentiment all around. This is all bullish news all around. Strategic reserves, multiple states adopting some sort of Bitcoin or crypto reserve. There should be a lot of buying happening or going to happen soon, yet the market, I guess it's priced in because the market just ain't moving. So yeah. Now, in light of all the situations, right? Bybit hack, market volatility, Bitcoin test key support at 95K. Oscillators painted a mixed but cautious picture. The RSI at 44 and stochastic at 52 both signal neutrality, while the moving average convergence, or MACD, as a negative 887 flashed a rare buy signal. However, the momentum at 180 or 180, negative 180, and awesome oscillator at 3288 reinforced bearish near-term sentiment. The commodity channel index, CCI, at negative 25 and average directional index, ADX, at 32 further highlight indecision, urging traders to await clear signals as things pan out. So again, the whole market, and it's not just crypto, it's stocks too, the traditional market. Everybody's kind of like, oh, all right, I'm going to sit here. What's going on? Is there something big that's going to happen that's going to push the price lower, give me a better buying opportunity, or is this something that's going to happen where, it goes to the moon and I miss out? And that's the hard part, because you won't know exactly when that happens. You might hear about the news and you might be able to catch the wave as it's going up, but usually Bitcoin tends to swing pretty damn fast. So I wouldn't recommend sitting on the sidelines. As I mentioned previously, I had some opportunities where I was putting in positions on, if I get out of your way, around 94.2, so 94,200, 92.7 was another one, and then I still have one at 90,300. And so this is like little pickups here and there, and you can see that some of these numbers fall where we've touched previous support, right? Where we touched back here and then bounce back up on February 3rd, and then again back here on January 13th, and then pick back up. So I'm just, again, dollar cost averaging, trying to accumulate whatever I can, however I can, while still mining as much as I possibly can. So there's bullish and bearish verdicts on both sides of the coin. While the news is bullish, Coinbase, XRP wins, strategic reserves, multiple countries, multiple states adopting, putting in things in place, the market just hasn't panned out in the direction that everybody's expecting it to. So everybody's taking a wait and see. How long do we need to wait and see? Well, I still go back to my tax situation, right? If the Doge checks come through, the 5K that supposedly is supposed to be going to households, tax-paying households, and then people just get their normal tax returns, you might see some people go crazy. But everybody's going crazy right now from meme coins and not assets that I find tangible And that's just my opinion. Meme coins can make you money. Yes, if you trade it and you do well at it, I'm happy for you. But you're not trading something tangible. So now the question for everybody that's watching, is Bitcoin a good investment for retirement? I'm going to throw this up in a poll real quick. You guys let me know what your thoughts are. Yes, no, not sure, whatever you think it is. Well, actually, we'll just do yes, no. I'm going to also throw this up on X. For those, it's going to have to be in a different post because I think I can't comment on my own video. But yeah. Let's see here. So Bitcoin, BTC, crypto. So go ahead and post your choice. We're just gonna go ahead and throw it up for 1 day on X, and then we're just gonna end this poll at the towards the end of this stream. We got about 30 minutes left. What do I think? If you really care about what I think it's a better investment than some of the options available to us. It's okay. I'm not gonna hate on you for having some gold, right? Like if you got some gold bars, a mortgage, some cars that you believe are going to appreciate over time, I'm not gonna hate on that. That's a good diversification. All in on Bitcoin, I see why that could be a winning strategy in the long run, especially if you got years, right? If you're a young 20-something-year-old and you got 40, 50 years to go, I still think Bitcoin is a viable opportunity for you to accumulate some and add to a good diversified portfolio. So I do strongly believe that Bitcoin is a good investment for retirement, considering that if I didn't have a 401k or IRA or the other vehicles I have, I would have nothing. So if I have nothing, because I don't work for a company that offers those opportunities, then Bitcoin would be the one thing that I would definitely be in. And this is just my personal opinion. I would definitely be accumulating as much Bitcoin or mining as much Bitcoin as I possibly can, because I don't have, or I don't work for a company that can offer me a retirement plan, because I don't know, again, and we said this 102 times, if that Social Security check is going to be waiting for me by the time I'm ready to retire. Also don't know if I'll make it all the way to that point. I will hope that I would, but I don't know if I'll make it all that way to it's time to retire. Moving on, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce promises more clarity for crypto industry. This is exactly what we've been asking for such a long time. And obviously with the new administration, we're finally getting hopefully what we need. I don't know. But SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce told Yahoo Finance on Friday she now hopes to provide greater clarity for the crypto industry that long argued Washington, D.C. treated it unfairly and inconsistently, right? Talking about what Coinbase, XRP experienced. I'm hoping that we can get a place, Peirce said in an interview, where we have greater clarity around a legal framework that is workable, that is consistent with the statute, but also enables people to figure out what something is categorized without hiring lots of lawyers and having the fear of litigation hanging over them, right? Enforcement, what was it called? Something, oh my goodness, I can't think. Anyways, everybody knows her as the crypto mom. Peirce on Friday issued a statement titled, "There must be some way out of here," that asked the public for input on how the SEC should approach the industry going forward, posing a series of questions designed to prompt greater regulatory clarity. The arrival of a new administration has prompted a lot of new optimism in the crypto world. During the previous administration, the regulator under the leadership of Gary Gensler clashed with many of the industry's top companies, figures via lawsuits and enforcement actions, often arguing that securities laws were being violated. Perhaps its most prominent lawsuit was against Coinbase, which has been dropped this past Friday, or supposedly. I believe it still needs to be finalized. The largest used cryptocurrency, blah, 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 exchange. SEC argued many of the digital assets traded on the platform were in fact securities and that Coinbase had not properly registered as a securities exchange. But you should have said that when they first registered with you in the first place, when they first worked to get the company listed on the stock exchange in the first place. But no, you didn't. And then you turn around and you slap them with a big fine. Like, That's why it was such a concern for anybody to develop or build a crypto project in the United States. And I don't think there's too many cryptocurrencies that are truly within the United States. I think many of them are abroad. There are some that are very USA centric, but I don't think cryptocurrencies necessarily need to be in the United States or need to have any affiliation with one specific country. Cryptocurrency should be the people's money, the world's money. Like, we participate, we help secure transactions, we validate transactions, we send and receive, trade, buy, sell, regardless of what country, wherever I'm at, what time it is, with one another, and we keep it moving. So having like a made in the USA cryptocurrency, I don't think is anything. It doesn't mean anything to me. Made in USA, like cars and parts and components, yes, but crypto is, again, the world, the people's money, for them to do what they need to do, to bank the unbanked, to participate and help those that don't have good infrastructure in their country. So we'll see. What do we got here? I think this is Paul Atkins, says that they have not wasted any time in turning the page from Gary Gensler's misguided campaign of regulation by enforcement. That's the term I was looking for. Regulation by enforcement, and are moving quickly to get rulemaking going. To reset the dialogue in industry and to focus on the future, he said. Pierce has declined to discuss the case on how she might vote, saying, "I can't speak about ongoing cases." We also got another quote here, I believe, from the same gentleman that says, "We are in constant contact with the SEC, and in particular its crypto task force. Commissioner Pierce has done an admirable job of setting a very transparent public process in motion for collecting input on what good rules could look like." Right? Defining those rules, defining that line in the sand, making sure that people understand where that line in the sand is, so that way they can register appropriately, right? Broker dealer, trading house, whatever the terms are, with the appropriate regulation. But we need to do more than just tell people they can come in and register. And then when they get here, shut the door, which has been sort of the past practice, right? Close the door behind you, lock you in, and screw you over however they want. Anyways, again, more bullish information, but where the heck is the price? Like, I'm telling you, like, we're all sitting here with the sticks in our hand, poking Bitcoin, like, do something, dude. And it's not. We just got to be patient, though. We just got to be patient. That's all I'm going to say. Ethereum falls as crypto exchange Bybit confirms. This one says 1.4, but we just saw in the previous article is 1.5 billion, right? So numbers changing. Here's the actual post, though, from Ben. All right, let's go over here. I'm going to go ahead and like it. Bybit ETH multi-sig cold wallet just made a transfer to our warm wallet about an hour ago. It appears that the specific transaction was must. All the signers saw the must UI, which showed the correct address, and the URL was from @safe. However, the signing message was to change the smart contract logic of our ETH cold wallet. This resulted in the hacker took control of a specific ETH cold wallet. We signed and transferred all ETH in the cold wallet to an unidentified address. Please rest assured all of the cold wallets are secure. All withdrawals are normal. We'll keep you guys posted on any developments. If any team can help us track the stolen funds, it would be appreciated. And then you can see the transaction. Now, I want to go back to this multi-sig. Now, Trips and Chris Hanley, who's in the chat right now, welcome, Son of Rabbit Panda, Retro Mike, Chris Hanley, Dan, Nate, everybody, Crypto Pounder 4, Automatic Beats, Be More Stupid. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for actually commenting. But, Trips, Chris, this multi-sig, if we read this, it appears that users that are on the multi-sig were duped, right? So it appears that a specific transaction was must. I'm not sure if they mean must or mass. So the transaction or the intent of the transaction was mass. They all got the request, right? And all signers saw the must UI, which showed the correct address and URL from safe. And you can see here, safe is the largest smart account ecosystem on EVM. Let's go to it real quick. So they did sign it. They did sign the transaction, right? But I wonder what is it they saw that made them think it was acceptable, it was good. Like what is it that got them to believe in it? Defend assets with multi-signature security. Eliminate single points of failure. Not unless the people that are on the multi-sig are getting duped and they agree on a transaction or sign a transaction that was not legit or not what they thought. So I wonder if they mean masked, right? The intention behind it was masked. Simulate and scan transactions, restore access to your account, safe in numbers, 100 billion locked, 6.4 million users monthly, 190 million volume process. So yeah, I mean, it seems like, I think this is one of the wallets. I don't think this was one of the wallets we were looking at for the other project trips. But still, like, this means to me that maybe not Ben, who might be on the multisig, but a couple other users were tricked. They agreed to the transaction. They transferred the funds because they didn't understand the underlying intent behind it. Whatever was masked, hidden, the underlying intent. And therefore they agreed. The transaction was signed. So yeah, somebody agreed to this and they messed up. Unfortunately. I'm not sure what type of internal review. But yeah, CZ even comment, not an easy situation to deal with. Might suggest to halt all withdrawals for a bit as standard security precaution. We provide any assistance if needed. Good luck, right? So CZ is trying to help out, but not CZ's also experienced that as well. But you can see the withdrawal sweep E function. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. Exploiter 1. Right now their holdings is a bunch of junk tokens, but they have about 1345 Ethereum, which is about 3 million in value. And so you can see, look at all these transfers, right? All of these transfers. Wow. And they're still going 43 seconds ago. Let's go look at this transaction. Call. Okay. beaverbuild.org. That's the fee recipient. Reports this address is used in an exploit on Bybit. That's cool. They labeled it. But what about all the other wallets? Let's go down to 14 minutes ago. Read chat. Baldy Anarchist. Read chat. Huh. Interesting. I could go down this rabbit hole all day. But long story short, I'm going to go, I would say Zach XBT would be the best one to go and follow. Let's see if he's got anything going on today to see what they're saying about the whole situation. An investigation, That's a pin post. We froze over 181K USD connected to the Bybit hack. Here we go. Might not be much, but it's honest work. We'll hope keep monitoring. Thanks, Zach XBT. Lazarus Group just connected the Bybit hack to Femex hack directly on chain, commingling funds by the initial theft address of both incidents. It was Lazarus. Look at that. I had a feeling it would be because the MO was kind of the same. Damn. 10,000 ETH, 5,000 ETH, 93 ETH to this address. Femex exploiter. All right, so it's all leading back to this address ending in 8F65. Good work, Zach, as always. Very good. He's been in the scene for a long time, providing chain of analysis and all kinds of stuff. He can't keep getting away with this. This post was sponsored by the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Well, what are we going to do to stop him? That's the problem. The best way to prevent these is to make sure whatever centralized exchange has your funds. And don't stop keeping your damn money on a centralized exchange. Like, if it's on there, it should be traded, swapped, whatever. Like, do whatever you need to do, get it off. Do whatever you need to do, get it off. Don't leave your funds on a centralized exchange. There's a number of videos, if you're new to the channel, on how to store your crypto and be safe about it. There's a whole playlist that I go over different opportunities, different devices, different hardware wallets that can help protect you and your funds. Not your keys, not your coins. When you're on a centralized exchange, there's always that risk. There's always that risk. And yeah, Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, they're not immune. There's always a chance. If the attackers want to get in, they will. For every lock, there's a key. So don't leave a large portion of your funds on a crypto exchange. Even if the exchange says, oh, we got you. And you're like, oh, why should I care? It's, you know, it's backed 1-to-1. They're going to give me money back. Like, the inconvenience of it, right? Like, everybody who's trying to withdraw were waiting hours to finalize the withdrawal because they had to go through their normal security measures, make sure that it wasn't any more bad actors trying to initiate withdrawals on behalf of their clients, and that was really the client doing the withdrawals. So just stop leaving all of your money on a centralized exchange. Use so many options available to you. I know you might not like Ledger. I know you might not like SafePal. I know you might not like OneKey. I know you might not like Tangem. But a good combination of all the options out there, and I'm looking, by the way, if there are any other crypto hardware wallet companies out there that are willing to send me a unit to review, I would love to do it for the channel. There are so many options out there. You can find a good mix, if not one, that suits your needs, right? And I go over what type of user you are in a video on the channel, whether you're a mobile user because you're always on the go, whether you're a hardware wallet user or a paper wallet user. You know, like an exchange can be beneficial, right? Especially like, say, for example, Coinbase Cash App. You can sell Bitcoin or crypto real quick and then use your card at the terminal or the transaction, right? It's convenient. But leaving a large portion or what you have saved or mined over a long period of time on a centralized exchange that gets exploited is just silly to me. And I don't understand why people do it. Well, I lie. I do understand why they do it. They do it because it's convenient. But sometimes your convenience, you're giving up your security. Anyways, moving on. Coinbase launches CFTC regulated SOL futures in the US, right? So this is just another step in a direction because you can see that also Franklin Templeton files for Solana ETF as crypto interest expands beyond Bitcoin, right? So things are moving on besides just crypto, Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? Solana, XRP. We just talked in last week's episode on how likely Litecoin and Dogecoin are likely to get an ETF over some of the other assets like XRP. So we'll have to see. Gandalf Gray says, did we talk about Dynex's latest centralized control of the network? Yes, Gandalf Gray. I talked about the very, very beginning of the video, but just to summarize it, once again, Yeti is my colleague. We work together on Yeti audits, but he has been busy and I have been busy. We haven't communicated much. When I heard or saw the information or the post to Hero Miners about restricting the hash rate, I understood why Dynex was doing it. They're very centralized, and if they're going to have these projects that run on it, they're probably going to need to provide proof or something to the organizations, politicians, regulators, whatever it is. but it's not the pool's job to regulate their hash rate. It's the miner's job to regulate the hash rate. If we, the miners, are putting all our hash rate on a single pool or a single set of pools, we need to do better. It shouldn't be the pool's jobs. But however, we knew this was going to happen when Dynex 1 switched off a privacy wallet to a more open wallet, right? So they can follow transactions, right? It's more open. And then 2, we knew this was going to happen because what happened with SRB Miner, what happened with the other pools that need to be limited to under 40% of the net hash. It was the writing was on the wall. I don't personally like it, but I understand why Dynex has to do it. Because again, what they're doing is not what every other cryptocurrency is doing. A cryptocurrency does need to be decentralized, and the people, the miners, need to be an active part of that, an active, healthy part of that, right? To keep the ecosystem healthy. But they don't care now. GPU miners do not care now. There's so many new faces in the game, and I love it, but they just go to the top pool, throw their miners on it, and call it a day. They don't care about keeping the net hash stabilized, decentralized. They don't care about any of that. They just want profit, 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 and then get the heck out. That's just the name of the game now. And I'm sorry, it sucks. I haven't spoke to Yeti. Many people have asked me if I have, but that has nothing to do with me. So Dynex is doing what they need to do. It's unfortunate because we can see that Hero Miners was put in a precarious position of, hey, reduce or lock your net hash, which it is possible that they can do it. Lock your net hash to 40%, or we're going to kick you off. And because Dynex is centralized, like Ethereum is, they can do that. So you can be, that's all I got to say. Miners are the ones that should manage the net hash, not the pools. But I understand the Dynex situation. So moving on, what else we got? Son of Rabbit Panda says, imagine hackers. Excitement for settling up the scam is expecting an expectation of outcome. I would do a movie about it. I mean, that's a large amount of money that they got. So good job on the team, Lazarus. Good job. I mean, you did it again. I mean, I just wish you would chill out so we can get the crypto market pumping, baby. And then you can do it, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Vitalik wants to roll back the chain, I think. You know, that's the whole reason why there was a fork. That's why Ethereum Classic exists. Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum because they chose to keep all of its flaws in the chain, while Ethereum, the second cryptocurrency by market cap, chose to roll it back. So I don't think it would be smart to roll it back. I don't think it would be smart for them to roll it back. But anyways, moving on to more bullish news that the market has not reacted to is the fact that Solana is starting to gain traction, not only as an ETF, but futures contract, which is absolutely crazy. Don't forget, there's a poll right now. Go ahead and vote if you're on YouTube or on X. If you want to vote on X, I'll post it in the YouTube video as well so we can get everything in a centralized spot. Jesus, I hate that word. But anyways, yeah, Coinbase has launched futures for Hedera, the native currency for Hedera's hash algorithm distributed ledger. The milestone represents another step forward in regulatory evolution of crypto derivatives in the United States, reinforcing the legitimacy and growing demand for digital assets. Coinbase sold futures products include standard contracts representing 100 SOL and retail-oriented nano contracts representing 5 SOL each, or less than 1,000 as of February 19th. Futures contracts are standardized agreements to buy or sell an underlying asset at a future date. They play a crucial role in supporting. They play a crucial supporting role for the spot cryptocurrency ETFs because regulated futures markets provide a stable benchmark for measuring a digital asset's performance. At least 5 ETF issuers have filed with the United States Security or SEC to list a spot Solana ETF. The regulators has until October 2025 to make a final decision. So don't get too impatient, but it could take some time. But you can see here again this chart that we talked about last week. We can see Litecoin is 90% likely to be approved. Solana is 70% likely to be approved, and Dogecoin is 75% likely to be approved over XRP. But look at how many S1 filings or companies that had these S1 filings, like Grayscale, Bitwise, Canary, 21 Shares, and Wisdom Tree, whereas Dogecoin only has 2, Litecoin only has 2, Solana has at least 5. So very interesting to me. I think the 2025 year will be a good year in the end. It's just right now we're kind of just choppy chop moving on sideways, stuck in this range. So hang tight, dollar cost average, stack them sats, mine that crypto, and keep your head down. Make sure you do your taxes and pay your taxes. Moving on, the 50 series. Obviously more drama for the 50 series as we get ready to close out the poll here in about 5 minutes. Some RTX 5090s are shipping with missing ROP units. Unfortunately, they're shipping with 168 instead of the 175. I want to say. Hang on. RTX 5090 ROPS. What is the ROP supposed to be? I believe it's like 170 something, 170 something, 176. But it's only shipping 168. So there is some performance, and they did a benchmark. I'm not sure which article has it, but they did a benchmark. And let's say that, for example, the 5090, a different 5090, a Founders Edition, and an AIB model were doing about 2600 in a particular benchmark, but then the one with the missing ROPS only did like 2100 or 21,000. Excuse me, so 25,000, 26,000 on fully working full ROPS GPU 5090, but then only 2100 on a missing one. We recently reported that Zotac experienced this issue, and now according to Megasize GPU, the core issue actually lies in the Blackwell's GB202 chip, which they talked about here later. And you can see the ROPS right here are missing. I can't make this picture any bigger. Let's see here. Open image, new tab. There you go. You can see 168. Okay, 168 when it should be 176. Not sure who's at my door, but I'm going to keep on going. One of my boys will probably get it. Let's see what the 5080 is showing, and let's see what the 5080 is supposed to have. All right, so ROPS 112 out of 336. All right, let's go look it up. RTX 5080 ROPS. All right, 112 ROPS. All right, good. And we have 112 ROPS. So we're not missing anything on this particular device. 336 tensor cores. We've got 336 tensor cores, 752 shaders or shading units, and we got 10.5. So we're good there. We got everything we need, or that was advertised on this particular GPU. And it just sucks that, Founders Editions are burning up, right, due to the power connector. But then we also have, let me see something real quick. I don't know who the heck is making sure there's nobody at my front door. Bear with me here. But yeah, it just sucks that after the burning up issue of the power connector, we now have this as well. So it's just multiple black eyes on Nvidia, unfortunately. And I mean, I still would like a 5090, but it's just disappointing. It's just very disappointing. So if you have a 5090 or you already have one on the way, check your ROPS with GPU-Z and make sure you're not already missing anything. I would avoid the Founders Edition like the plague. The thing I like about the Asus Astral is, and you'll see it in the future, is they have a way to monitor the 12-pin connections and the amps going through those 12 pins. But yeah, it's just it's just a crapshoot for Nvidia. And I'm waiting for AMD to come out, man. I'm really hoping that AMD, and I think the 9070 XT is basically going to be like a 5070 level performance or 4070 Ti level performance. And the 5070 Ti is obviously very disappointing. The 5080 also disappointing at the price point, and the 5090 is okay-ish, but with all the issues at that price point, it's not looking too good. So it might just be better to skip the 50 series altogether, but the only people that would tell you that are the people that are going to buy the GPU. And here I am saying I would still like a 5090, but then I'm saying that out loud. So again, the same people that would tell you to avoid the 50 series are the people that are going to go and buy the 50 series. So you just do what's best for you. If you already got a 3080, if you already got a good 40 series graphics card, just chill. Just chill. Save the money. If you don't and you're looking to upgrade anyways, the 7900 XTX seems to be the better buy. There'll be a future video about that, but I'm just gonna chill and not rush into the stupidity. The scalping market is still crazy. It's still like 4,000 plus for 5090. It's still 2,000 plus for 5080, and the 5070 Ti is like 1,400 plus. And the card, I did see it, I just couldn't add it to cart for $850 through direct retailers like MSI or Asus. But when you go to add it, the bots get there just as fast, so you can't get it. And at that price, $880 or below, the 5070 Ti becomes a little bit more attractive, but at $999 or 1,000 plus, it's not very attractive whatsoever. So all kinds of issues, very disappointing. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll now here. I don't know if Red Panda's going live. You guys let me know. But is Bitcoin a good investment for retirement? 94% said yes. 5% says no. 20 votes. So pretty much every single one of you that voted. I appreciate you guys voting. I'm surprised that not a lot of people on today. Usually I have a lot more viewers. I hope I'm not interrupting your day. And I hope that wherever you are in the world that you are okay. And I wish you nothing but the best. Hang in there. We'll be okay. I think Red Panda is not going live. But yeah. All right. So it's just me and you guys. We're going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything in particular that you want to highlight? Please let me know. Other than that, let's go look for a 5090. I doubt any stock is happening right now, but let's see here. 5090. All right, out of stock. All right, let's go to Best Buy. All right, so yeah, 5090. I don't even think B&H Photo's gotten any yet, unfortunately. Yeah, everything's sold out. Is Discord open? Discord is open. Don't switch. Pre-built. Yeah, dude, I've been seeing a lot of this. So they're selling combo deals with the Intel Ultra 9 285K. But like, bro, like, no. Nobody wants that CPU. But then again, nobody wants the power supplies they're forcing on you. Nobody wants the monitors they're forcing on you. So it's like, damn. In order to get the GPU you might want, you have to buy this. And guess what? The secondhand market is getting flooded with these products that nobody wants. Right? Power supplies. Stuff like that. Which, speaking of which, I do have an 850 watt power supply that I am trying to sell. I might sell the 7900 XTX. Some people that are familiar with me and know the situation that's going on personally, I just need to let it go to try to help out with a particular personal matter. And yeah, I'm just going to reach out to individuals who are interested and see if they want to work out something that's kind of in between in the middle, but we'll see how it goes. But it's been absolutely chaotic. I know content has been coming out and coming your way. But yeah, it's just, I've been too busy. Content will keep rolling out. I've just been too busy to keep up with every single nuance, every single thing, every single news item. The Bybit hack, the Coinbase verdict. I'm happy. I believe we're in a very bullish situation. It's just the market's just not reacting to it. So hang tight. Have yourself a good day. I'm sorry Red Panda's not going to go live today. But yeah, hang tight and we should be good. Let's see here. How's the new Doge miner? Looking really good, Crypto Pounder 4. Doing really good. Doing about $4 a day. Let's look at hashrate.no real quick. And look for the DG home. ASICs. I'm constantly making 13, almost 14 Doge a day, which is really cool. And that equates to about $33 and something cents a day. And right now it says the market's only doing 276. But let's see here. So Doge to USD. 14 Doge is $3.44. But guess what? That doesn't even include what I made merge mining. Like, I don't get paid every day with Litecoin because I haven't hit the threshold, the payment threshold, but I'm still earning that Litecoin. I'm still earning bells. I'm still merge mining other assets. So if we add those other assets, that might only be a few cents here or there. It's really more like almost $4 a day. So while hashrate.no only says the revenue is $3.52 after electricity, about $1 or $2 depending on your cost of electricity. Right now I have it at 10 cents. You know, it doesn't account the other tokens that you could have merge mined, like Pepcoin, Lucky Coin, Junk Coin. I believe a lot of people advise me to use Mining Dutch, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Well, good luck with everything. ZEGX status is still waiting. I don't know what is ZEGX doing? Are they still down? Experience security breach, data loss, da da da. Patient as you restore service, yada da da. Okay. How does the new Doge mine? Okay, Best Buy got some the other day. Yeah, well, I wish. Yeah, Mining Dutch. Mining Dutch. This thing right here. Because you can mine various coins and then get paid out in whatever you want. Oh, I've been blocked. I got mine out of ZEGX. Good job. I'm glad some people got their money, and I'm sorry again for those impacted by the Bybit hack. But that's going to do it for today's episode of Caffeine and Crypto. Same story, different day. Markets are not looking too good. They're okay, right? We're staying in this range of ups and downs. But I know many of you would like to have a moon bag, so that way you could take some profits. You could see how Friday we dipped down drastically from almost 100K to where we fell by 95K, and we have since picked back up. Some assets are recovering a little bit better than others. Some assets are not. But yeah, I would say, you know, stay true. The fundamentals are good. The fundamentals are sound. Stay true to whatever your convictions are and hang tight. Know that, you know, you have a community behind you. You just got to surround yourself with some good people. It's all about the people you surround yourself. All right. So stay around the people you love, the people you care about, the people that have your best interests at heart. Know that everybody else is try to get one over on you, and just be careful. Right. Make sure you're double checking what you're verifying, what you're signing to, whether it's a multi-sig or not. Make sure you're confirming the transaction or what it's doing before you sign or agree to that transaction. Make sure you're revoking access to wallets or to spending amounts, which I go over on this channel many times, whether it's MetaMask, Solana, or Phantom. Make sure you're protecting yourself. Do not keep your funds on centralized exchanges. Not your keys, not your coins. And just take care of yourself. All right. So anyways, do me a favor on the way out. Hit that like button, get subscribed, hit the notification bell, stay up to date. As well as check out additional links in the description, like to Mining Disrupt, where I'll be there this year. Go get your tickets. You can save some money with my link in the video description. And I hope to see you there. But yeah, have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.